Namaste. We are meeting in a very challenging situation today. The challenging is not regional, it's for the whole world. A rare phenomenon that's happening today. For this 1 hour live, our friends across the world, they have expressed their doubts in the mind and questions. For a short of time, we have taken few questions, few of the expressions. Let's go into it. Anna from Germany, her doubt is, and what she wants to get clarification is about, it goes like that. Childhood trauma as an obstacle on the way of spiritual development and how to overcome it. This is her expression, Anna's expression, Anna from Germany. Childhood trauma as an obstacle on the way of spiritual development and how to overcome it. This is what I have been talking all these years. The bringing up is an important phenomenon. Important part, the childhood part. If the childhood period is taken care very well, the rest of the life is set assured. But unfortunately, in most cases, the childhood is like or was like nightmare. As a result, this kind of childhood trauma, childhood residues are happening when the child become adult. So once the trauma is settled inside the subconscious mind, now the question is, what can I do? How to get rid of that residue? How to get rid of this unwanted blocks, obstacle with regard to the development? Reasonable question. Anna, there are few practices, there are certain sadhanas through which one can go through. One can get rid of this kind of childhood tragedies, settled tragedies. For this kind of situation, an ordinary meditation or an ordinary spiritual sadhana is not sufficient. One need to work in a very deep level, deeper level. This you must understand. Since you are already familiar with some of my techniques, especially the Bhairava technique that you learnt already and you have been practicing. I can suggest you to go deep into Bhairava meditation technique, which is really very deep process. You already realize it. My suggestion is better you continue this practice. Before you continue the practice, you must understand each and every step of this technique, Bhairava meditation technique. More understanding about the technique, more results are bound to happen and more benefits you will get it. Like that, there are few more powerful, deeper sadhanas, techniques. Through this, you can easily overcome this childhood traumatic situation. It is just for a few days or few months only. You don't have to do these kind of things lifelong. Once these unnecessary obstacles are taken away from your being, naturally you can go to soft meditations and you can live very natural spiritual life. Yeah. And another question is coming like this. This question is from Mary. Mary is asking, Dear Guruji, a number of your healings have been noteworthy. Today was extraordinary. My entire body rang like an inaudible struck bell, and there was more. I wanted you to know love and peace. So Mary says, a number of your healings have been noteworthy. Yes, even though there are many techniques, many healing techniques available in the spiritual world, in the treating world, in the healing world, the healing methods and the techniques that I have given, the one such thing is Atma healing, which is really powerful because the healing happens from the source, from the unlimited. The healing happens. So you go deep into that, learn and understand, and practice more often. Because this Atma healing, the basic qualification to be an Atma healer is a meditator. Unless you are a meditator, you cannot become an Atma healer. Because here the healing happens through meditation. More a person is capable, more a person is powerful with meditation, more the person becomes a powerful healer too. Hence, one can go, those who wants to heal powerfully, one can go very deep into meditation. Thereby one is connected to the Atma, the soul, the self. From there the healing happens. Congratulations. And here is an expression from Akhil. Akhil is from Brazil. He is living in Rio de Janeiro. He has forwarded something. Namaste, Guruji. A Brazilian saying says, nobody dies in the eve. Everything happens in consciousness. Within this ocean of forms, outside and inside the body is the same illusory reality. Who watches me when I am in the awake state? We are not the body. If the ego does not solve anything and it only repairs after the events happen, so is it possible to avoid the death? I mean, if we cannot leading the life, why not be free? Just living the life without fear. Why should we be worried about death? Especially if we were never born. Thank you for your answer. This expression is from Akhil, from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Akhil, I know you quite some time. You are a very advanced sadhak. You are a very advanced meditator. Hence, this kind of expression coming from you, even in a challenging situation. Because in the challenging situation that are happening today in the world or across the world, people are in stress, in tension, in anxiety, etc. But your expressions shows very clearly that you are not affected by the situation that are happening around you. You don't have much fear of this current situation. Rather, you make use of the current situation for your personal growth, for your deepening of your intelligent level. Hence, you express like this by quoting a Brazilian saying says, nobody dies in the eve. It is true, Akhil. There is no death because no birth. Then what is death? Then why people are using the word death and death and death? You know, the very fear, the very fear is death. Because nobody has died, nobody has an experience of the death, then why and how a people can be afraid of death? It seems very funny, you know. There is something deep inside that creates a fear about death. I can say to you, the very fear is the death. The moment you contemplate on fear, the moment you understand fear, the moment you transcend fear, transcend of fear is possible only when you face the fear. Normal life, in most of the people, what happens, what they do with fear, what they do with fear is they come across fear especially situation like this, when they see so many people dying in front of them, a kind of fear grips in them, and they're trembling, and they they are searching for an alternative, what to do with the fear, because it is too heavy. So they are trying to find out, where can I hide myself? How can I escape from this trembling fear? Some people, they just divert it to several areas. Some people, they just go into consuming alcohol or some kind of drugs, or engage oneself into several kinds of entertainments, indulging. These are the ways of escapism. Rarely people face and encounter the fear straight on. They are the really blessed people, those who face the fear, not finding alternatives, not escaping. They are the most courageous people to face their own fear. The current situation is a great opportunity to play with the fear, to test the fear, to make a research on fear, to have the curiosity to go beyond fear. They are the real seekers. They are the real searchers. Most people, according to them, fear is end of everything for most people, at least few people. But there are intelligent people like you, Akhil. You would like to face the fear because you are curious enough to know what is beyond fear out of your curiosity. So once you are able to go beyond by just facing the fear without any distractions, you have a different experience. I'm sure about it. The moment you are ready to face the fear, you are entitled to have a beautiful gift. I don't want to disclose what is that gift for those who are courageous to face the fear. We cannot name the gift because it is very big, very huge. How will you name it? Better people can experience it instead of naming it. You are already experimenting, Akhil, I know about you. I only encouraging you to go further. Take this opportunity today. When you open the television, when you open the social medias, listening all this bitter news of death and death and death, suffering and suffering and suffering of our co-citizens, co-human. One way you feel pity for them, that's one thing. Sorry for them. On the other hand, take this opportunity of this fear and try to transcend it. And you will be tremendously benefited. Congratulations, Akhil. Here is another expression. This expression is coming from Kerala, my friend, who is living in the United States, Champaign. She is living in the city Champaign, Springfield. She expresses like this: thank you for hosting and providing guidance. My questions are, how does one best keep mental, spiritual health during the pandemic? Also, how does one help others to successfully maintain their body, mind, spirit during this time? Many blessings. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Atmaji. My dear Kala, you say you are thanking me for hosting and providing guidance. Kala, I'm meeting through this live to take part, to share, to take part with you in this challenging situation and trying to find out some goodness out of this challenging situation. In fact, I should thank you all who are all watching this, who are all participating in this live. You are asking how does one best keep mental and spiritual health during the pandemic? Actually, we have already seen many kinds, at least few kinds of viral, bacterial attacks in the past also. We were not so much shocked because it was not pandemic, it was epidemic. So when one region was affected, the rest of the world was available to take care, to console, to show their services, to serve the affected regions or country. But today the situation is so alarming. Almost 200 countries are attacked within 3-4 months. This creates really a very critical, but here is a way we can do something on this. The first and the foremost thing that what we can do is through social medias, through televisions and newspapers and all of the medias, the world governments, national governments, and the WHO, they are giving correct directions for emergency, like personal hygiene, social distancing, and limiting our walking out, etc. That's a very emergency. In addition to that, you are asking how does one best keep mental and spiritual health during the pandemic? Yeah, now we have to look into the mental aspect of this challenging situation. You know, when we listen to this kind of news constantly, and the mental body is affected, not only the mental body, also the other bodies, the deeper bodies are also affected, is bound to get affected. This is where exactly we have to be careful. We should not let the mental body and other deeper bodies to be affected. We have to be more aware, not only just aware, we must know how to handle these holidays. This is not a holiday, of course. This is very emergency, lockdown situation, being remaining inside the homes. We have to use our brain to how to use the 24 hours staying at home, because we are used to move out and doing different kinds of activities. As a result, our mental health was nice. Now we are not able to go outside. So the mind is so stressed. So we need to find out a way how to manage the time, how to manage the 24 hours being inside. There are many different beautiful ways, creative ways to keep the mind calm and quiet. The first and the foremost thing is that please do not watch the TV or the social media about the alarming news more often. That's the most important thing. I know some people, they keep on sitting in front of television, in front of screen, social media screen. They keep on seeing the same announcement again and again. I do not suggest that way. That's not a good habit. Probably you can know in the morning what's happening in the world, you know it. Probably after 4 or 5 hours, or in the afternoon or in the evening, one more time, you can see what's happening in the world in and around to our brothers and sisters. That's okay. But keep on watching the social media about this, not going to help much in many ways. On the other hand, there is a chance if we keep on exposing to this news and sceneries constantly, that may affect the mental body. Hence, we can prevent these kind of things. We can just aware, just know about it, that's it, and move to the next creative area to spend our time and energy in a constructive way, in a productive way, in many other ways. You have the intelligence, you will do that. This is one aspect. Another thing is, this is the best time to contemplate on holistic living. Holistic living. This is the best time. This is the worst time also. This is the best time also, simultaneously. It's the worst time because our brothers and sisters are dying and dying and suffering and suffering. And this is the best time because this is a golden time for you. Because there is a complete silence on the whole earth. You can watch it. You can sense it. Even the normal weather, the temperature of the earth has come down because millions and millions of cars and transports and things like that, they are all stopped already. You know, At least in this generation, in this lifetime, this is first experience for me. I have never seen this. All cars across the world, almost 90% of the cars transport stopped. This is good for the earth because we, the earth lovers, the nature lovers, we have been conducting conferences and conferences to reduce the pollution and the heating and so on. We could not succeed. We did not succeed much. Now, the divine has taken this objective in its hand through this virus, and thereby 144 lockdown all over the world. This is already happening. This is another thing. You have such a beautiful leisure time. This is the time you can use this beautiful silent time to go into your spiritual practice for your personal growth. As a result of the personal spiritual growth, you get some power within you. You have such a tremendous power. You can use this power, tremendous power, to pray for the rest of the people other than you. You can use the power to heal your family members who are afraid of this situation. Not only the family members, you can send your healings to your cities and the nations, etc. Unless you earn certain beautiful, powerful energy through sadhana, how you will use your prayer, how you will make your prayer as a powerful prayer and powerful healing. So, Carla, I can suggest to you to go deep into and make use of this lockdown period. Go home. The government say, stay home. I also say in my own language, go home. While you stay home, you go home and you stay home. When I say you go home, when you stay home and stay in home, when I say home, I mean your inner. This is the best time. It's not enough to stay home, our physical home. Staying physical home can be used to go home further to your inner home and be there and collect tremendous energy and make use of the energy again for the same humanity. And you are also asking, how does one help others to successfully maintain their body, mind, spirit during this time? Exactly what I said to you. First, you create yourself. First, you create your own energy, expand your energy. The very expansion of energy, what are you going to do with that? For yourself, you need only very little energy to take care of yourself. The remaining energy, what are you going to do? Use it for your family members, for the nation, for the world, and for the whole of the earth. This is my suggestion, Kala. Many, many blessings for you. I know you are already doing it. I only encourage you to do much deeper in this challenging time. Yeah. And Another expression coming. This expression is also coming from the United States by Jack. Greetings. After we quit trying to blame others, and after we quit deciding God is using the virus to punish us, and after we quit trying to find out who profits from the epidemic, what do we do to resume our lives? This expression is from Jack from the United States. Yes, there are doubts, and there are confusions prevailing in this challenging moment. Who is the cause for it? Is there any bio war or something like that? Doubting whether some countries are playing all these games. My point is that we will analyze all these things little later on. As you rightly said, what do we do to resume our lives? That is important. That's a front line now, forefront. We need to see the situation now in a very emergency way. How to resume and how to save our lives. We all know very well there is no specific medicine for this coronavirus. What doctors in the medical field trying is just their trial to take care of the side effects, the side happenings like a fever, a cold, something like that, not directly working on virus or anything. We all know that. Of course, in Siddha and Ayurvedic and native medicines also playing vital role now, and the immunity boosting food and the lifestyle, all these things are there. My suggestion first is those who are consuming alcohol and having the habit of smoking, please stop them now. Please stop. Let's not continue these days. That's an important thing. And the second thing is about, let us verify our intake of food, what kind of food we are taking every day. This is the time we have to say goodbye to the white wheat and white rice and white stuff of many, many varieties. We can taste this later on. Let us be very careful. Let us be very aware of consuming immunity boosting food items. As far as individual health is concerned, because it is completely related with an individual protection. As a matter of fact, it becomes a social protection. As a matter of fact, it goes into national protection. Hence, individual care and individual attention, individual awareness is very, very important. And at this point, the another question coming to the mind is, I don't have any regular job now because I'm allowed to stay inside only. I cannot move. How can I do things which I am normally used to do and earn money out of it and take care of my food and etc., shelter, etc. This question is very logical, reasonable. Trust. Trust the Creator. Trust the Lord. Trust the Divine. Divine has many, many alternatives, many alternative doors to be opened. Don't be worried too much about it. Of course, your regular job is not happening now. Some of them they manage by sitting at home, working from home. All right, it's not for all. But certainly there are many alternatives are already on the way. It will come and you will be assured by your financial support also. Trust the divine, pray for it, and you'll be given. So these are the small things. You just keep it in your consciousness and meditate upon, and we can, as a together, we can easily pass this situation. It's a passing cloud. Also, you tell other people also, your friends, encourage them not to be afraid of, not to be worried much. Also encourage them to trust in the Lord. Here is another expression from Joy from the United States, friend of mine. Greetings, namaste. The question is, recently, the United States has become the #1 country in the world with the most diagnosed cases of COVID-19. Is there a way to best protect ourselves when we must go out for food and necessities? Takeout and delivery are available, but they are expensive and not the best nutrition too. Thank you. This is expression of joy. This expression is not out of joy, it is from joy. Hard-heartedly, she is expressing. I understand the situation because in India also the same situation. Imagine, compared to United States population, Indian population is 4 times bigger. Today, India is the second largest populated country in the world, having 1.3 plus billion populations. And it's not a developed country, it's a developing country with this population. The same situation happening here also. But somehow, the government and the non-governmental and the human concerned people all together facing the same situation here and manage to supply the essentials and food and medicines and all other related emergencies. It is really sad. Yeah, today I saw that in the news about America has become the number one hotspot for the coronavirus. This really is sad news. Such a well advanced country, high tech country, is coming to this state of number one. It's not a good sign. I think if I am right, you are not following lockdown in the United States as many countries are following. That's a governmental policy. I cannot interfere much about it. But my suggestion is at this juncture, lockdown is the right approach. See, when it comes to the question of life or money or material, I think the wise way is to give attention to life. Money comes secondary, material comes secondary. I do not know on what basis the lockdown is not happening. Another thing, it is almost now 3 months. You would have prepared very well how to handle the basic requirements of the people, how to reach them. Here in India, in many parts of the states, the government is supplying food. In fact, in Tamil Nadu, the state where I am living, there are many packets, many spots they are offering free food, which is really very big job. Country like this, free food supply, especially for poor people. And also the government is organizing to supply the food materials door to door, which is really a big network. So there are many other ways to handle this situation that you mentioned here. Why we have to do all these kind of alternatives so that we can encourage the people to stay at home, stay home. That's very important because that's the only remedy now. There is nothing, no alternative other than this social distancing, not moving out necessarily. So Joy, you are asking, is there a way to best protect ourselves when we must go out for food and necessities? You can go out, get the food, carry home and eat. Do not sit in any restaurants at this juncture. Better you collect it in a hygienic way, carry home and do it. But when you do it, be careful. Ensure that you are eating fresh food, not the cold one. I know Americans are very much interested in drinking ice water, ice creams, etc. That's what I said in the beginning. This is the time we have to check our consumption of food and lifestyle, we have to reschedule them. We have to rearrange them in this critical situation, especially the food is very important. I can suggest if we could be able to find some native or related herbs, natural medicines, you can go for it. Joy, if you are able to manage to get homeopathy. Now, the homeopathy experts are spreading this news across the world as a prophylaxis of the conception of the arsenic album or solve. If you are able, if you are already having that, you can take 3 days, consecutive days, 5 granules a day as a preventive measure. Because homeopathy medicines are really very good, especially the Orsol balm. Orsol is very powerful. This Orsol, like homeopathic medicines, they work in our system, the deeper level, and they are able to bring out, they are able to build up our immune system, our immunity power, very powerfully. And also some Siddhas, Ayurvedic, something, if you are able to manage, you can try to consume more and more these days till we cross this red border. And this is the time you have to consume more of ginger, either fresh ginger or dry ginger, curcuma, turmeric, and lime, pure lime, lemon, black pepper in any form, and things like that. And also, if you are able to manage the flower of pineapple, no flower, the tip, you can find the flower, pineapple flower. You can just take it as a preventive measure, as a protection for you, so that the virus cannot work in your body. They cannot enter. Such small things, you can pay attention to it and you can protect yourself. And also, as I said already, you please focus more on your spiritual journey, holistic approaches, do more yoga, physical yoga, do more of pranayams of different kind, especially techniques like Bhairava and deep meditations. And all the best, Joy, and a blessing to you to overcome this situation very fast. And here is another expression from Anate from Arkansas. She has sent out some list of friends who are suffering from illnesses. And Anate, our friend Anate, is asking for some prayers for these suffering people. I would like to join with all of you who are all watching this live to join this collective prayer for a few seconds, few minutes for native friends. Not only native friends, also for rest of the people who have passed away, who died of this calamity, viral attack, and who are all suffering also. Let's make a very deep prayer and praying for the whole world for recovering soon from this, from the grip of this virus and have a new world. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste.